Hi friends, I'm Ms Karyn and today I have a very special book. This book is called A Big Adventure for a Small Seed. It is a tale inspired by the discovery and excavation of the steamboat Arabia. Hawley is the author of this book and he was involved in discovering and excavating the steamboat. Many of you might know about the steamboat and maybe you visited the museum down in Kansas City, but we're going to read the story. Long ago, and high upon a hill overlooking the Missouri River, grew a giant walnut tree. Each year, walnut seeds fell from the tree, becoming food for all creatures, and sometimes the start of a new tree. One seed fell, bounced, and rolled down the hill before coming to a stop on the river's edge. The seed began to grow, but it was not alone. In all directions, towering cottonwoods surrounded the little tree. The walnut tree dreamed of the day he would be straight and tall like the cottonwoods, his limbs reaching high into the blue sky. As the years passed, the other trees began to poke fun at the walnut tree. He was not growing tall, and his trunk was crooked. Even his bark was different, dark and rough, not smooth and shiny like the cottonwoods. The walnut tree was very sad. When it rained, the taller trees caught and drank most of the water. The walnut tree was often thirsty. When winter came, the cottonwoods leaned in front of the sun's warming rays. The walnut tree was often cold. The walnut tree enjoyed looking out upon the river. Native Americans would often float by in their canoes. The tree hoped the children would stop to swing and climb on its limbs, but they never did. The walnut tree felt all alone in a forest of trees. On a rainy day, a group of Native Americans camped beneath the cottonwoods. The walnut tree was sad. His leaves were too thin to shield the Native Americans from the rain. One of the Native Americans was a wise chief who sensed the walnut tree's unhappiness. "Why are you so sad?" asked the chief. "No one likes me or needs me," replied the tree. Sitting beside the tree, the chief told the story of the Great Spirit who created the heavens, the earth, and all the things for special purpose. "Life can be hard," said the chief, "but have faith in the Great Spirit, and someday you will know why you were placed on earth." Years later, fur traders stopped to make a canoe. They walked through the forest, looking for just the right tree. "Do they need me?" the walnut tree hoped. The fur traders passed by the crooked walnut tree and made their canoes from a straight cottonwood. Once again, the tree was very sad. Pioneers from the east landed on the riverbanks, looking for trees to build homes. "Surely they will need me," the walnut tree thought. The pioneers needed tall, straight trees for their log homes. They cut down all the cottonwoods. No one needed a short, crooked tree. "It's hard to have faith," the walnut tree thought to himself. Many years passed and the walnut tree grew very old. One spring, the rain fell so hard the river began to rise out of its banks. The tree had never seen so much water. It was a terrible flood, and the walnut tree was very scared. The current was so strong that the old tree could not hold on to the riverbank, and it fell into the water. The mighty river spun and flipped the old tree, breaking off most of the branches. When the flooding stopped, the tree was stuck in the muddy river bottoms. Lying on the river's bottom, the tired old walnut tree heard a loud noise. "Toot, toot." steamboat whistle, said the tree. Looking up, he saw a steamboat heading right at him. He tried to move out of the way, but the sticky mud held him tight. Crash! Bang! Ouch! The steamboat slammed into the tree and began sinking. The passengers made it safely to shore, but their precious cargo of frontier tools, dishes, and other supplies sank into the river. This is all my fault, cried the tree. How could the Great Spirit allow this to happen? As time passed, the Missouri River slowly changed course, leaving the walnut tree and the steamboat beneath a Kansas cornfield. For over 100 years, the old tree lay in the cold darkness without any hopes of being needed. Then the tree felt the earth shake and tremble. Suddenly, a burst of warm sunlight struck him, and the sound of machinery and excited voices filled the air. There's the tree that sank the steamboat Arabia, someone yelled. What a wonderful discovery! This tree should be in our museum. The walnut tree was confused. Why are they so happy to see me? He wondered. It's all my fault the steamboat sank. The tree didn't know what to think about all of the commotion until a few months later when he found himself in a museum surrounded by children. This walnut tree began as a small seed, but it grew into the tree that sank the steamboat Arabia, said the tour guide. Because of this tree, thousands of people visit the museum to learn about the pioneers and many treasures found aboard the Arabia. At long last, the tree felt needed. The Great Spirit did place me on earth for a purpose, the tree thought proudly. See, he's very happy. There's a sign that says, the tree that sank the steamboat Arabia. Just think, said the tour guide, if it weren't for this tree, you would be in school today instead of on a field trip. The children clapped their hands and the walnut tree smiled. This tree made a difference in your life today, explained the tour guide. If a small seed can change the world, imagine what you can do. Friends, I really enjoyed this book, and I have been to see the Steamboat Arabia down at the Kansas City River Market. If you have a chance when it opens back up, you should definitely go see it. It's a very wonderful thing to see. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for listening to my story.